Hi guys, it's Brendan from Messages from the Ordinary Man. I'm here with Sean. How are you, mate?
Good.
And Sean, I know we've been talking prior to us getting online and all that sort of stuff. So you used to be a nurse for 20 years?
Yep.
Or you used to work in a nursing home for 20 years?
Yeah, working in aged care for 20 years.
And now you're working for Simplot.
Yes.
So we'll start off first with the nursing home environment and all that sort of stuff. What sort of work did you actually do there?
Working with the
Aged care.
well, in aged care, working with other nurses, liaising with families and doctors, admitting patients into the nursing home.
So you were just basically there each day, helping them in all different areas, from getting them out of bed, washing, cleaning,
Giving out medication.
food, and all that sort of stuff. So, my dad sadly passed away, but he was also in a nursing home, and I know the place where he was at was absolutely fantastic. The people were absolutely fantastic. But the thing that I've always questioned about it is obviously there's always death in nursing homes. People die. How did you cope with it?
I looked at it as a privilege.
Really?
To be with somebody in their final days and providing that last little bit of care, or even providing care to the families.
Yep.
Developing those relationships. So effectively what we do is customer service.
Yep.
So if the death isn't handled properly or with dignity, then the families go out into the community.
Yep. And just tell exactly what it was like.
And
Yep.
if it's traumatic, it spreads like wildfire.
Yep.
But if it's I look at it from a customer service aspect. To look after the family, look after their loved one while they're dying.
Yep.
And provide a good experience.
Yep.
So then that way they can go and tell friends and family. My mum, my dad.
Was it hard for you? If you had three people that you were building that sort of a relationship with, and three of them died in that week, how did you yourself cope? Because you would have had your favourites. Everyone has favourites.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that I coped fine because, like I said, it was just second nature to,
And your partner also is in aged care as well.
yeah.
And how has she been able to handle it the same sort of way as you?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
she looks at it the same way.
And do you get a chance to talk to her so you become her sounding board for things when she's unsure about?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's good.
She'll talk to me about her day, and she'll tell me about, say, somebody who had passed away that I also looked after.
Yep.
And the family will pass on a message to
Yep.
say, thank you.
And
to
you'd
both
also
of us.
and you'd also get those sort of families where they didn't really give a rat's about the family member, and you become like their second family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And I think that would be hard because I know of a situation, in case I was telling you before, where this bloke dropped his mum off, and he basically said, "Tell me when she's dead. Give me a call when she's dead." And when I heard that, I was absolutely horrified. I thought, oh my God, I remember, I would see my dad at the care facility, 3 to 4 times a week, and I couldn't understand why other people wouldn't do that, and I don't know, I was obviously raised very differently to some families, but I can't imagine, do you know what I mean, having a situation where a bloke drops his mum off and says, "Call me when she's dead." Did you ever experience anything like that?
We've seen it plenty of times where some people never ever have any visitors.
No visitors at all.
None of the family come in and see them until they're at that
Final stage.
final stage. But then those same people
And that could happen for years and years and years.
I think it's a guilt thing. I think it's, I haven't been around, so I'm going to take charge and show everybody else that I'm the boss. I think it's just guilt on their part.
Yeah, well, and you know what? That's what a guilty person does.
Pretty much.
And I think you guys can identify that pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
So now what chose to go from that to Simplot? Well, firstly, what is Simplot? I mean, I know, but I'm pretty sure some of the people out there don't.
Well, Simplot, they process the potatoes and onions, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, so it's seasonal.
Seasonal?
And it's just basically production work, grading
Oh, wow.
the quality of the vegetables and making sure that, you know, obviously we're not putting through things that are rotten.
Yeah. And you were saying that going to Simplot, this was a lot more peaceful, it was a lot less stressful than obviously working in the nursing homes and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
Do you think the nursing, the caring staff get enough support? Because if it's such a stressful environment, are there protocols in place where they can help you guys in that environment?
I think that's changed.
Okay.
You know, I think that,
From when you first started to what it is now?
yeah,
Yeah.
when I first started, you always had that support.
Yeah.
I think nowadays, because a lot of companies have HR, human resources involved,
Yeah.
let's face it, HR is not your friend.
No.
They're
Why they're called human resources is beyond me. But yes, I agree with you 100%. Whereas the businesses were for the staff, now they have HR managing the staff instead of actually being there and supporting the staff, helping them, educating them, training them. If they needed retraining. Yep.
That's right, coaching.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it was similar to the in the hospitality industry when I ran hotels. You know, we used to have a HR department, and I was constantly at them saying, guys, this is not how you help people become better.
No, it's not.
You know, if I asked you guys to get people squared away with A, B, and C, I expect you to do it the proper way. Where if some people are unsure, you help them and educate them and train them in that area if they're unsure. You just don't go and say, oh, for God's sake, everyone else has got this right, why can't you? You know, and I had a lot of people that were just straight black and white like that, and I go, no, you can't be like that. You know, you actually have to have the ability to be able to communicate, support, understand. I always said the person you always want to work on is the weakest link, because the strongest doesn't need as much support and care, the weakest link does. So if you're always helping and supporting the weakest link, your whole business is always going to get bigger and better and grow. In nursing and obviously in aged care and all that sort of stuff, if you don't have that support, do you think, and I mean this is just my opinion, do you think that the patients or the people that you're caring for will suffer because they're not there helping you as much?
Absolutely. I think that nowadays, because we have a HR involved, if somebody is a weak link,
Yeah.
or maybe they're not doing the job 100%,
Yeah.
instead of helping that person, I think that those weaknesses are exposed,
Yeah.
and then people feel vulnerable. They feel like
Their defences will come up and they'll feel threatened.
yeah, they just feel like, why bother?
Yeah.
And I think that's where I reached the stage of getting out of nursing, because I just found that everything was about policies. There was no actual
Humanity anymore.
yeah. And back in the day when I used to manage an office in Canada, if I could see or the work was failing, I'd actually pull them aside and just say, hey, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
This isn't like you.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
How can I help you to become better?
That's right.
I used to have a saying. I used to have a thing says, excuse my French, about to swear, leave your shit at the door. Leave your shit at the door. You know, but sometimes you can't leave your shit at the door.
That's right.
And that's when I think it's important that the managers and the bosses out there have that sort of relationship with the staff where they can say, if it's a serious situation that you don't know how to deal with, see me. Because all I used to know is that if that person's feeling that way, their work's going to be affected, which means the whole hotel's comm will be affected. So,
Right.
and that's why I think you're 100% correct. You used to ask the person, are you okay? Is there anything I can help you with?
Well, you look after your staff, they'll look after you. I know.
So you work in Canada?
That's where I'm from, yeah.
Okay, whereabouts in Canada?
Vancouver Island.
Are you real? Vancouver Island? Holy snikes! My godfather actually was the head air traffic control at Vancouver Airport, and I actually worked in Victoria, in Whistler.
All right, well there you go.
So,
There you go.
you know the good old Aussies. We have that little what I call Aussie Row, which is where all the Aussies live and all that sort of stuff, because we work at Whistler. So yeah, we used to get up to a lot of trouble there, mate.
I can imagine.
Aussies in America, in Canada. Look out! You know you're in trouble.
And it gets bloody cold up there.
Mate, it does. It does, but it's worth it. That's all I can say, it's worth it.
I wouldn't go back to it.
You wouldn't?
No way.
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't go back to Canada?
That's why I wear shorts all year round.
Yes.
You can't do that in Canada.
No, you can't. So coming to Tasmania, right, which I would say is the coldest part of Australia, right, and you're in shorts and a shirt, and I'm in a jumper. So for you, what's cold? What temperature's cold to you?
In here,
No.
in
What
Canada.
in Canada? So comparing Tassie to Canada, like when would you never wear shorts in Canada, right?
Only in summertime.
Only in summertime. So what temperature would that be in summer? Like
Prob-
20s,
Probably 25,
25? But you only have that for how many months?
30. It's only for a couple months.
And then straight away she turns around and bang, she's back to.
Because our spring starts in April,
Yep.
and summer kind of starts to subside probably early October,
Really?
maybe even sooner. July, maybe August actually.
Yeah.
Summer starts to finish.
And when you start seeing those leaves drop, you know you're in trouble, don't you?
The very last winter I had in Canada before I moved here, for about a week and a half, it was about 44 degrees below.
That's in Fahrenheit or is that Celsius?
I can't remember. I just
Well, if it's
know-
44 Fahrenheit below, that's bloody cold in Celsius.
My word, it is.
I could ask Mrs. Google Pants, but it's turned off right now. So you came from that to Tassie. You must have got in, guys. It's bloody warm here.
Actually, no. When I first moved here, I think I moved here in the middle of May. I lived in Prospect,
Yep.
and for the first time, because you guys don't have ducted heating,
No, we
So-
don't. We have fireplaces or heat pumps.
and we didn't even have that where I lived.
Really?
So
Blankets. You had blankets. Lots of blankets and thermals.
dressing gown, wool socks, wool pajamas,
Yeah.
and I was still cold.
Really? Unbelievable. But now you've obviously got your heat pump and your
Yeah. Yeah, I've
you've advanced.
Adjusted.
Adjusted. And is your wife Australian or Canadian?
I'm not married, but no,
Is your partner Australian?
Yeah.
Yep. So you've got to understand the Australian way of life and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, guys, that's it for us. And you want to say hello to anyone?
Not that I can think of. But
You don't want to say hello to your partner?
she's at work.
Oh, is she? Well, other than that, guys, we appreciate you. Once again, like, subscribe, comment. We're on YouTube and Rumble. We'll talk to you guys then. Have a great one. See yous.